York newsroom. Steve Rogers, thanks for being with us throughout the night. Former member of the FBI National Joint Terrorism Task Force. All right, so they are now identifying it is a potential terrorism event. Where do they go from here now that they've at least said the word, something we didn't hear from officials
Well,
earlier?
You're exactly right. They said the words, and now the investigation is going to be focused on whether or not this individual was associated with any terrorist organization. Are there accomplices who are involved in this particular incident? Many times there are reconnaissance operations before they execute the actual attack. So they're probably going to go back and look at video footage from that entire area going back maybe a month or two. They're going to look at his computers, his cell phones. A lot of forensics is being done right now as we speak. So what they're going to have to do right now is find an answer to the question, was this individual directed by another individual or another organization that may be part of a terrorist cell?
Steve,
that's a problem London's going to have to answer.
How good are these terrorists at covering their tracks? Or are they pretty dumb in terms of covering up where they've been and who they've been talking to?
Well, you know, many of them, as we know, are suicidal. They don't care who they kill. They don't care if they kill themselves. And then 2 or 3 days later, you have a terrorist organization like ISIS that proudly says, well, we're responsible for that. So these individuals, frankly, don't care if they die or not. So they're not really curious or interested in covering up their tracks. They want everyone to know that they did this.
Steve, I just got through reading maybe only a quarter of the list of attacks that have taken place over the course of the last year and a half, and there seems to be one common denominator, and that is the use of a vehicle to mow people down and knives that are being brandished and used to stab people, oftentimes after the vehicle comes to rest. So is this the new method of terrorism? It's not the large-scale use of jetliners that have been commandeered and being flown into planes, but individual attacks in which something as very fundamental and simple to obtain as a vehicle and knives are being used.
Well, it certainly appears that way, and it seems to be succeeding to some degree, because in this particular city, they're spreading terror all over the place. Look, a vehicle, you cannot detect that it's going to be used to run people down. Very difficult to find individuals who are going to commit these attacks. It's much easier, believe it or not, or it's much more difficult to get a bomb into an area, to get a bomb and the instruments to build a bomb into a particular area. So low tech, under the radar, and this is the result of it.
We're just getting word, Steve, stand by if you would, that the individual has been arrested in police custody. He was actually apprehended by a crowd of people who survived the attack by the van and grabbed him and handed him over to police. He's described now as 48 years old. Not sure that by itself means a lot, but it is one more piece of information that we wanted to pass along to you. We don't have his identity. We don't have his motive. Police by now may have his motive, depending upon whether he is talking.
All right. You're looking at video here on the right-hand side of your screen, a video